All right.
I have never heard a white man say that while y'all talk about racism, 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 racism. Only person want me in jail is a black bitch.
Okay, that's it. He's a little aggressive, sir.
Right here.
And we're live on YouTube. I didn't realize I hit the live button while that was playing. Welcome. Oh, hell.
Eight brothers are fucking national treasures too.
Okay, we're
Because all of a sudden, Conor McGregor, he's got political ambitions, and now all of a sudden he's a rapist.
Oh, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Well, and then so they talk about Conor, then all but Trump, he'd be a great president if he wasn't a rapist. And then the new prime minister for Canada, Assange, they said the same thing about him. They're national treasures.
We are live on YouTube.
National treasure.
Well, that's a thing that I think everyone gets irritated with. It's like, so this guy has been a chronic womanizer for 40 years. It's only when he runs for public office that all of a sudden all this stuff comes out. It's like everyone can smell the conspiracy. It's just like, because if he so it doesn't, he's fine to be a womanizer and hurting women as long as he's in the private sector. It's only when he runs for public office that we need to make sure he needs to pay justice, right? It's like, come on, really? I don't know. So this week, I got some rants, not rants, but I got some things I want to bring up. This is my therapy session, so it's not going well. The voices are back, and
The voices are back.
yeah. So
I'm gone just a couple days, and the voices come back.
yeah. Well, I didn't talk to you this week. That's how that soothes the voices, because you tell me to shut up. So that's so this week we've got. I want to talk about Black Friday in the show. Why do people hate Joe Rogan? I want to kind of get into that too, because the media has turned hard against Joe Rogan, which is it's
because he went against the mainstream media.
He's not though.
He's a free thinker.
He's a
free thinker.
The thing is he's been doing this show forever, and they only hate him because of one reason.
Because and you went against their ideology.
It's not even that.
Voted for Trump.
It's not even that. It's because he let Trump on his platform. I think that's the whole reason that they have turned against him, is because Trump got to have 15 minutes on his 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I think it's because he literally he actually endorsed Trump too.
Well,
that's the other reason too.
I take that back. COVID, yeah, you're right.
They started on him when he started with COVID again being.
Did you see where they made him look yellow when they put him on CNN? Like, he looked like Gollum.
Yes, but he admits that to getting COVID.
Yeah,
he got COVID,
but it was his remedies that they had a problem with.
That helped him. Yeah, the horse serum.
Ivermectin, and it's not a horse
serum.
Serum. It was developed in the 70s by I believe in Japanese.
They use it for horses.
They've actually started to do cancer research with it, and they say it may help cure certain types of cancer or put it into remission. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that on the podcast. We're not on the audio part yet. I want to talk about the Franklin expedition. I went down a rabbit hole this week. Not in the usual way I normally come at stuff. This came from a Netflix show called The Terror. Well, it's not Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's an AMC show. It's got like 5 seasons. And they hoodwinked me because I didn't read. I just read the beginning. I was like, oh, it's about the Franklin expedition. I will watch that. And it's got an all-star cast. It's got Jared Harris, who. That guy is a phenomenal actor. He was in the what is it, Pripyat, the Chernobyl TV show on HBO.
Oh, okay.
He is probably one of my favorite actors. You would recognize him if you see him, but if you don't, Toby Menzies, he's amazing. Everybody in this show is amazing. Siri, I don't know how to pronounce his name because I'm an American, and that is definitely not an American name. Hines. This guy. I'm clicking on his name. Ciarán Hinds. I don't know. He's Irish. He's amazing. He's an amazing actor. Usually if I see him in something, I know it's probably going to be pretty good. Oh, and you remember
What's the TV series called?
It's called The Terror. The Terror.
Okay.
It's an anthology. I didn't know it was an anthology because the first season is on Netflix. It says semi-historical horror. I didn't know it was
Oh
semi-historical.
gosh, seven. It's been going on for 7 seasons.
What?
7 years.
Oh, it has.
2018 to 2025.
I guess so.
Supernatural semi-historical horror anthology series.
And I don't like horror, so it's not my wheelhouse. But I saw George Takei's in it. Well, that's when it jumps the shark.
Ridley Scott is, I believe,
I think this is like that. What is that All-American Horror? What is that show that everyone got with Lady Gaga?
American Horror Story.
Yeah, I think it's kind of probably along that. But the first one that I saw was on the Franklin expedition, and so that sent me down a path. It's just amazing, the men that we have spawned from, to be such soft little bitches that we are now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! I left my phone at home. I don't know if I can survive. Can I borrow your phone? Just let me hold it.
I don't doubt that.
Like,
because we're all guilty of like, oh shit, I left my phone at home. And
we're
you gotta go
soft.
around and
God,
get it.
we are so soft. These dudes were stuck on the ice for years, dude.
Yes.
Stuck on the ice in wooden ships for years. They had
yeah.
You imagine you and I
couldn't-
just
I couldn't.
stuck together for a year, no women, just looking across from me, and you're just like, I'm gonna slit your throat. You chew like a horse, you're dead. And I'm gonna be like, look, you let your hair grow out, I hate it, you go shave your head. And we're just arguing back and forth. And it's like, oh no, there'd be blood and death, and I'm going for a walk. And that's the last time we saw Mac.
A long walk off a short pier.
Yeah. What was the other thing I wanted to... Oh, Captain America 4 apparently is a dud. They're reshooting it again. They're talking...
Really?
Yes. They did test screenings, and since... It's so funny because apparently Hollywood and the media apparatus around our country and the West, I think with the Trump election, all of a sudden realized, like, the country's not with us. Shocking. It's like, yeah, anybody with half a brain knew most of the country wasn't with you. So they did test screenings of Captain 4, and apparently the messaging's very, very left-leaning. I mean, that's what made me quit watching the TV show. You watched it, right? Winter Soldier, Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yes, I did.
I couldn't get past it. I was like, this is dog crap. That was when right after that, I canceled Disney Plus because I was like, I'm not going to get preached to by a freaking superhero. So apparently, yeah. So it's like, how many? I got to look that up. How many reshoots has Cap 4 had? Vinny, I was talking to Vinny yesterday.
Yeah.
And I looked up at what I last searched. How many of Scheinbaum's opponents were killed? She's the president of Mexico.
Yeah.
Because Key was like, what? Really? I was like, oh, yeah. Maybe you should listen to the podcast, you piece of shit.
Yes. I believe it was 5.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I said, well, I told him 45 because I couldn't remember. It's like, so it's between 5 and 45. I'm not sure.
Yeah. That's funny. You should listen to the podcast.
Yep, that's your fault. Do your research. Let's see. It tested poorly internally well before the Israel-Palestine conflict started up. The reason for the reshoots, most likely because the movie tested. Marvel is trying to do some course correction for the overall MCU, and they've been working on this slowly.
Well, I'll
Kevin,
let you know 2 weeks how Marvel's doing.
oh, what are you going to see?
Craven. Craven comes
Oh,
out in 2 weeks.
okay. But isn't that Sony?
Yeah, but it's still Marvel.
Yeah,
you know.
but Sony has a better track record. They've only had one
They
real
very,
big
they
miss.
they very well do, but they tried to ruin Deadpool. I mean, they tried to insert some stuff into Deadpool too. So
Well, I mean, they the only miss I can think of Sony's Marvel stuff would have been what, Madam Web. That's really the only Sony miss I can think of.
there was the vampire one, Morbius. Was that Sony? I think that was
What's
Sony.
even funnier, I didn't know
'Cause
this.
I actually like that movie.
So
I don't care what anybody
here's
says.
what's funny. This is I freaking love the internet, and this is why
The
I
internet is undefeated.
it is. So here's the thing. So the movie came out, Morbius, and it
Right.
flopped harder than
Yes, it
shit.
did.
It flopped. But then social media starts making fun of the movie and go, it's Morbin time. So Disney execs go, people are talking about it. We should re-release it. And so they re-release it because they think everybody loved the movie and they just didn't get a chance to see it. It flopped twice.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they re-released
I
the
did not know
movie.
that.
They re-released it because people were like, "It's Morbid time," and all these memes are coming out. I'm just like, "That's horrible." It's so good though. It flopped twice
I
in
did
one
not
year.
know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know they re-released it. I knew that there was because that came out in the right at the end of COVID. So
Yeah,
2022. So
We weren't
just got to get back in the movie theater. So
when we weren't expecting much either.
no, we weren't expecting much.
All right, I'm gonna start the audio part. So, ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now recording.
Welcome to episode 66 of the Idiot Symposium. I'm your host, Mac. We have a guest speaker, Kaz.
I was trying to think of something on that. I was just like, how did I get into a symposium? I didn't know it was that good.
It's a TED Talk. So what makes...
I thought symposiums you had to know what the heck you were talking about.
Well, we know how to be idiots, so talk away.
That's true. I'm the only person I've ever heard talk about symposium is on Big Bang Theory. I didn't even know what the hell a symposium was.
I woke up with that word in my head this morning. So for you listeners, it's 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. We had a holiday in the United States called Thanksgiving. So I had to work. My co-host is a dick and took vacation, so he's fine. He's had a normal week. I haven't. Mine's been anything but normal.
Yeah. And at the end of December, I'm gonna be wishing for his Christmas tree to burn up.
But hold on. So I don't do mornings. Kaz is a morning guy. I am not. My mornings typically start around noon because I stay up. I like being up all night, and I've got a genetic defect. So this morning I'm sleeping really well. I've got my alarm set because we're going to do the show Saturday morning. Yada yada yada. My daughter's cat, decides to open up the blinds so that sunlight scours the inside of my eyeballs right in my face. So I come out to bed hot. So I'm ready to go today. Yeah, that's not a way to wake up, I promise you. How have you been this week, sir? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. It's uneventful. Haven't slept as much as I would have liked. Took a couple old man naps.
Oh, that's not allowed. You're married, sir. That's a good way to piss your wife
I
off.
took an old man nap for 4 hours.
Oh, that's
That's sometimes as much sleep as I get in the night.
That's so good. There's nothing that is better than taking an unintended long nap. It's like, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, and then you wake up and it's dark outside, and you're like, that was awesome. My day has just gotten better because it's almost over. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But you get up at like 2:30 in the morning.
it's unbelievable. Yeah, I get up now. I stayed up a little later last night playing a little Call of Duty with some friends that I hadn't played with in years. So I stayed up a little later than that. Yesterday I stayed up pretty late playing Call of Duty, but I took a nap, on Thanksgiving. So
I worked Thanksgiving, and I took off and drove down to Dallas.
Yeah, I saw that.
And on the way down, I'm like, it's a holiday. Traffic's going to be light because it's always the few days before and the few days after that it's just ridiculous. So I'm like, traffic's going to be light. I work every Thanksgiving. So I'm cruising and I just see brake lights in Norman. And I'm like, just immediately got angry. I'm like, it's a holiday. What's wrong with you savages? God, drive your cars. Well, it turns out a semi driver decided to take the exit for Highway 77 at full speed, and the exit goes up a bridge and then turns left, and you probably want to be doing about 45 at the apex of that turn.
You think that's what happened?
Oh, that's for sure what happened. If you look at the guardrail is chewed up, and his semi was hanging off the bridge, and the bumper was touching I-35. It was
the trailer was on the ground.
Yeah.
On I-35. Yeah. That made, I think, national news, and for sure it was all over TikTok.
I was just like, because I was driving, so I just sent everybody, look at Channel 9 News. Don't go to Norman. And I was headed south, so I was like, I missed it. But yeah, that was my Thanksgiving. It was just me and my son. We're gonna go out to my daughter's today, have a little dinner with the whole family, me and my kids.
Oh, okay.
She lives out in the middle of butthole nowhere, so super excited about that. Thing is, she was in town last night eating with her grandma on her mom's side, and I was worried because she lives out of town. I was like, she's not gonna have Thanksgiving. So now I volunteered to go out there and cook dinner at her house, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do it now. So like, you already had Thanksgiving. Screw it. I'm not. Nah, we're just gonna stay home and play video games. Forget that. So what'd you do this vacation? Anything exciting?
No, not a thing. I wanted to go to the range. I haven't even made that yet. I still have a chance though.
You do.
I did take my mom out to breakfast.
Oh, that's
we've
awesome.
got a place called the Big Biscuit. I think it's a chain.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I know they're putting one out in Edmond, but they have. I got ridiculed for this, but they have the best oatmeal.
What you get?
The last time.
Why do you get ridiculed?
Because who goes out to a restaurant to get oatmeal? Most people don't. I mean, even unless it's a healthier option. Now, this isn't very healthy because it's like a cinnamon roll oatmeal. It has cinnamon roll icing. It's oh my god, good. And it's a huge bowl of oatmeal. It's cooked to perfection. Got little peanuts in, little pecans in it, and then they give you some brown sugar to put on the top. And they have the best biscuit. I believe they call them cat head biscuits because they're so big. Like.
See, and this is for our European friends overseas. This is why we have an obesity problem in our country. This is just breakfast, and then we eat apple pie for lunch, a whole pie, and we drink a 2-liter of Coke.
Well, you counteracted the big, huge biscuit with a nice bowl of oatmeal, even though it had cinnamon roll icing in the center.
That does sound amazing. I don't think I could do that. I'd be we'd be driving home, and I would say
it doesn't need the brown sugar. Of course, I just added the brown sugar because last time I took my mom, she didn't put any brown sugar on it, and I was like, I wonder what it tastes like with the brown sugar. So I put brown sugar. I said it needs a little more. Now I didn't use the whole little 2-ounce cup that it had in it, but I used a good portion of it, and then I got a little gravy to go on my biscuit, so I counteracted it all. It's so good.
I can picture driving home after eating that going, somebody's going to have to drive. I just went blind. The sugar.
No, it was almost as bad as after eating Thanksgiving dinner. I was sitting at home like, oh my God.
Yeah, I cooked a ham in a crock pot and made all the sides and stuff for me and my son. It was really good. I did that Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, but I haven't done anything but work. I watched a new show. They hoodwinked me. I talked about it on the YouTube a little bit. It's called The Terror. I'll pull it up again for reference. It's got amazing actors. It was about the first season was the Franklin expedition, and how they disappeared. Like that was a The Franklin expedition I gotta pull that up because I'm not sure when the Franklin. It was in the 1800s.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up here.
Okay. What year was
Franklin's Lost Expedition.
Yep.
1845.
So they went. They were looking for the Northwest Passage, and they disappeared. Nobody knew what the hell happened to them. They knew they were dead, but like there was no the Franklin. How about we try expedition? But they in 2020, I think they found the ships. One of them still has bodies on it because of the cold water up there. Yeah, Northwest Passage was not navigated by boat until 1906. But I didn't know that it was a supernatural horror show. So I got hoodwinked. I thought this was a historical drama about that, you know. And when you see those boats ice locked and you hear them talk about it, like, well, if the ice goes up, we'll be okay. We can ride it out. But if it starts to push the boat down, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. And like, we're talking, what'd you say, 1848.
1840.
So we're talking, they had a steam engine on this ship. It's one of the
started in 1845. But yeah.
So they had a small steam engine on this ship, was big, but was one of the first ships outfitted with a propeller. So I think it was like 5 horsepower. It wasn't much, but it was enough that it would help them keep momentum going. But then you're talking, because there's so many theories about what happened to those guys. I know I'm getting right into it. This shit's fascinating to me because it's like we're descended from the bravest men to have ever walked this earth. Like, you imagine telling your wife, hey, I'm going to go get in a wooden ship with a bunch of sweaty seamen. That came out wrong. I know my audience. That's not what I meant, and you know it.
Yes, we know.
Okay.
We got you. Anyway, context seamen.
Yes, boat guys. Boat guys.
Boatmen.
And we're gonna try to go.
Longshoremen.
We're gonna
turn from longshoremen to seamen.
Yes. Well, you know, the joke is join the Navy, where 1,000 men go out to sea and 500 couples come back. Anyway.
I hadn't heard that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nobody likes the Navy. Anyway, I do. I think the Navy's great.
I like the Navy.
So just imagine you're burning coal in your house. You're riding horses everywhere because cars aren't a thing. Right. So, you know, and you're going to get on a wooden sailing ship and be part of this crew to go across the Northwest Passage. And there's no civilization. The Inuit people, or whoever it was that was up there, you didn't speak their languages, you know, like, you're leaving civilization freaking behind, dude. If anything goes wrong, you got to figure out how to fix it because nobody's coming to get you.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
And they stayed on the ice, they think, 3 or 4 years before they finally had to leave. Now, here's the other thing. They had canned food, right? So, that's cool. But here's the problem. I think they used lead liners. So that was one of the theories, that the lead in those liners started. They got poisoned. Yep. It leaked into the food and they died. It was the Erebus and the Terror, I believe. They found the Terror, funnily enough, in a body of water named Terror Bay.
Oh, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it says 2014, a search team.
1848 to 2014.
It's a long time.
That is, and it's been a mystery. Now there's been rumors and legends where like native peoples would see them, said that they saw some white guys going south across, I think, King Edward's Island or something like that. I forget what it was called. It's one of the mysteries of history. I mean, everyone knew basically these guys are dead. Like there's no doubt about it. They're dead. No thanks. But it was, so I start watching the show, and just to see everyday life on the ship, and like the officers get dressed up to eat. Like, I wear pajamas when I eat.
Crazy.
That's
crazy. Get in their dress clothes to eat. Oh.
Yep. And they would have like the 2 ships. One of them would come over to the other ship to eat. They'd have the meeting where the crew would come together, and they had to manage this. These guys are Navy guys, and it's England's Navy. These guys, this is the most powerful Navy in the world at this point in history. Like, they were unchallenged in the waters at this point. But it's just like, wow. And I think one of the guys' wives was pushing when they didn't return, and they didn't get word that they should send a search party. And of course, the English, the donkey teeth people, they just go, oh, right, we're not going to, right. And you couldn't understand it. But no, they didn't send anybody, because they were like, no, he'll be fine. The guy that's running the expedition, he's great. So we don't need to, it'll be fine. And it was like years later they start trying to, but they could never find any trace of him, because by the time they get there, Can you imagine being on the middle of a lake, just a lake, and it freezes up, and you're just stuck out in the middle of the lake on your boat? Like, these guys are stuck in the ocean, dude. You know how cold that? Oh my God. It was like one of the coldest winters. And I think the show covers, at least as far as I did, until it got to the supernatural beast killing everybody. I thought it was a polar bear. I was like, oh damn, this is cool. Then it
so it goes good, and then all of a sudden just goes.
It's a Quentin
hard,
Tarantino.
right?
It's a Quentin Tarantino bait and switch. It was actually Hitler was the one killing the people. He went back in time to kill, because somehow the Franklin. No, it's not. It was that'd be some shit. You just make a show, and every time Hitler just pops up to do horrible stuff in history. But yeah, that it's a good show. It's well acted. It's not action packed, but that's not why you watch historical dramas.
Right. No, yeah, exactly.
They have to make sure that they put in the LGBTQ agenda. It's in there. It's in the show. I don't know why they need to have that, but they do, and it's fine. It's done tastefully, I think, fairly.
Okay.
Just in case you're, be aware of it. I think it's done okay, because, I mean, for sure, these guys are stuck on a boat in the middle of the... Peepees are getting touched. Whether you want to admit it or not. Number one, they're English, and number two, they're sailors. Yeah, that's happening. But when they found, I believe, because I found this when I was doing something else. I want to know if they have the pictures. They found the ship, the Erebus. I'm wanting King William Island. So there's a side-scan sonar of the Erebus. It's literally just sitting there in the bottom of the ocean. This stuff is fascinating to me because, like, with new advancements in, let me see if there's images. We don't want any. Yeah, they've dug up bodies of people. Let's see if I can find it. How do you spell Erebus? That wasn't a trick question. Erebus.
Sure, it's not AR.
Oh wow.
BI.
I spelled that. There it is. Erebus.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see, because I remember seeing pictures when they went down to the ship like this. There's dishes still up. They still have, like, the desk of the captain is still intact. Like this 1848. Keep that in mind. This is a ship that was built prior to 1848. It's still in remarkably preserved conditions because of the cold water. It's kind of like the Great Lakes. Yeah, that stuff's fascinating to me.
Yeah,
but
you do love that stuff.
I do, because it's like it's what made us. And if you're in the West, it's men like this that took a chance, right or wrong. Some of them were bad people, but
don't get me wrong. I love seeing the stuff that was built. I mean, just go into any old Catholic church or anything like that was made by hand, that's been around for hundreds of years, and you're like, this stuff is now made by a machine, and it doesn't hold up like it did back then.
And the thing is, too, is most of the stuff that we are creating now will not stand the test of time. I mean, let's
That's what
be
I'm getting
honest.
at. I
Yeah.
mean, you think about
Oh,
looking at the stonemasons and the people that, like, I was watching a guy make a knife the other day. The painstaking that he used to make a knife and the different machines he used back in the day, they made that stuff by hand, and you can still find those swords and knives to this day,
yeah, yeah. I mean, there
and they're
was
still sharp.
yeah, yeah. That one that they pulled out of the tomb in China actually cut
Yeah, I believe it.
somebody. It was
I believe
the
it cut somebody right as they pulled it out. I believe.
yeah, yeah.
I believe so.
I'm
I
gonna
remember seeing that.
imagine that would be me. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna be.
Just grab it by the blade. Here, hold this. Oh shit.
You're just like, oh, I'm for sure getting a disease. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I'm patient zero. Gonna need tetanus. Yeah, I never understood. I never understood the polar explorers like that. That like to be the first. I mean, we've talked about it. I've talked about it a lot. Like Kilimanjaro, climbing the mountains and stuff. That's a
Yeah.
different kind of person that wants
All
to
of
be.
that is a different. That's a different. Even our era is not got as many
So-
manly men.
No, I mean it's the same. I think our navigating the Northwest Passage is space exploration, like going
Yeah.
to Mars. But that's not going to be done with. excuse me. That's not going to be done with manly men. That's going to be done by scientists. It's going to be the smartest group of people because they're going to have to
But it's
because
still going to take a manly man. But
women.
it just depends.
They're going to have to send women too, because you can't. Anyway, so yeah, that my mind went to a very dark,
You're trying
dark.
to be politically
Yeah,
correct.
I was. 'Cause-
Yes, you were. I'm surprised.
Yep,
That's
you
what we
s-
call growth.
Yeah, it's not growth. It's called censorship, and I did it to myself on purpose.
That is still called growth. Because normally you would have been like, we don't need to send that lady up there. All she's going to do is get in the way, push the wrong button. It's so pretty. What's this button do?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Have you heard the cow? The I gotta play this. Let's see. Hold on. See if I can find it. It's on
My
Twitter.
local grocery store got blueberry coffee back in. I'm so happy.
You know what I like that they don't carry? Okay. I think this is it. Listen to this cow.
You found your moo. Good job. Where'd that come from? Oh,
That's an actual cow.
I didn't hear any.
Okay.
You found
All right, I'll send it to you. But the thing that my store gets rid of is maple syrup. It's breakfast sausage,
Oh, okay, okay.
and they don't carry it very often. So I'm like, when I see it, I buy it in bulk and I throw it in the deep freezer because I freaking love that stuff. My grocery store only covers it, brings it in like maybe twice a year. I freaking love that stuff. I don't want to eat it every day for breakfast, but it's just a nice little treat, and it's so good, especially when you put it on an English muffin. But yeah, so blueberry coffee, I've never had it.
Yeah.
I'm a savage. I only drink black coffee.
Uh,
I might have to try that. Is it instant or is it like you got to brew it?
I just put it in the coffee maker, so
I might have to
I'm
do
sure.
that. I do
I'm
the.
sure it's-
I haven't gotten to dude. Humans are so funny because we got to take everything to these extremes. Like if you're a coffee guy, do you grind? Do you roast your own coffee beans? Do you grind it? Well, you're not really a coffee guy. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm not going to go into autistic detail to make a black cup of coffee. It's fine. And then you'll get people that are like, oh, this coffee, you could taste it. I'm like, okay, like, sure.
Yeah, it's like the French press part of it. I understand you put it in the deal and you press. Nah, man, that's a lot of work for a cup of coffee.
It's not really, because I use my
A
tea
French
kettle.
press?
Yeah, I've got one here. That's what
No,
I.
I mean, if you know for a fact that if you don't get the water, the same amount of water to the coffee grounds, however you do and grind your coffee, if it's not the same, you will never have the same taste of coffee.
Oh yeah, well.
Is it the bean could be ground differently?
Yeah, but I don't do. I just do
Do
normal
all
coffee.
that.
I do
Yeah, me
Dunkin' Donuts coffee
I do
and,
too.
and the
I do
French
too.
press. So,
Yeah.
and it's fine. I'm not a. My taste buds are shot. I'm a working guy. I've eaten
God,
3-day-old
way too
pizza. Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah. That was sitting on the counter for 3 days, not in the refrigerator for
And
3
you
days.
go, that smells fine.
You get the smell test. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I am the same damn way.
What else? So we talked about this on YouTube, but apparently Captain America 4, I probably already talked about this, but they're going to do reshoots again. It tested horribly. Anthony Mackie, apparently, during the last round, and it's coming out in February, Valentine's Day.
Right.
So apparently he was pissed and almost walked off.
I believe he did once.
Yeah, he was like, I'm sick of this. What are we even doing? He was like, I don't even know if these people know what we're doing. So it's not testing well. When you put religion or whatever in your show, you immediately, it doesn't matter what your belief is. It's like those Left Behind movies with Kurt Cameron back in when we were younger in the late 90s, early 2000s. You have a limited amount of people that are going to watch that and take it serious. It's just the way, it's just the nature of people. It's like,
Now, did you say how many rounds of research reshoots? it's
that's
done?
what I'm looking up right now.
They're on their 4th round of reshoots.
Dude, they're not going to make any money. That was my whole point. It's like that's expensive as hell. They're not going to make that money back. There's no freaking way, because all your comic book guys, the guys that eat this stuff up, they've washed their hands of this. Like, I've seen so many channels come out and they just make basically hit pieces against Captain 4. They're calling him Blackton America. Like, these are the comic book guys, like the actual guys that buy the books.
Oh, yeah.
And they're the ones that are, that's the fans of this stuff. You and I are like, we're on the sideline going, that looks fun, and we'll watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got blasted by comic book fans because of my enjoyment of the Flash movie. Yeah, they like.
I thought it was good.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it enough. I would watch it again.
I did watch it again because I'm like, well, maybe I missed something. I had fun. It was the CGI kind of honky, stupid, yeah, in some parts, but I enjoyed it. So, but yeah, it's let's see, how many reshoots? So you said 4?
4. Yeah, they're on their 4th round.
How much money does Captain America need to make? Let's see. Oh wow, okay, I got to use Google because I'm not using Google, and that's part of my problem. How much money does... Well, that's not what I was going to ask. Let's see.
Okay, so I don't like the internet because now they're saying that Robert Downey Jr. has said his Tony Stark MCU return after Doctor Doom. So they're in such dire need. And I understand that they've already used the multiverse, so I guarantee that's where he's going to come from. But
well, I saw an article too that said he said basically that he was always Doctor Doom. Like they're
From
gonna,
Tony Stark?
yeah, they're gonna retcon it to be like he was always kind of the Doctor Doom character. I'm like, oh come on, guys.
Oh my god. You can't have Doctor Doom and him be Tony Stark. That's just not the way it is.
I mean, they could do it. I'm sure, but
they can't do it because his name was not Tony Stark.
yeah, Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von Doom.
Uh,
They're really gonna piss off the comic book fans.
So
They do
apparently, the film reportedly spent 350 and 375 million, and I think that's even before this last round of reshoots. So it's dude, they're gonna have to make $1 billion by the time they do this, and the marketing.
It won't make it.
It won't make it. No, it's not gonna make its
It's-
money back. I mean,
it's not a.
Indiana Jones
not
didn't
one
make
of those.
its money back. Like Disney has had such a bad track record. But I mean, it's like you and I always talk about. When you infect your art with things that don't include the art, that are separate from it, it ruins it. Doesn't matter what it is. I follow a gentleman. He is and I've talked about him numerous times. Clifton Duncan or Davis, I can't remember. It's on Twitter. He has a podcast, and he is an artist. He does plays, and he's an amazing guy. And he talks about it all the time. He's always like, this stuff is killing art. And we talked about it last week. But, yeah, they had too much of that in the Captain America under Anthony Mackie. Because, like, the scene everyone sees from Winter Soldier is like, you've got to do better, Congressman. It's like, come on, man. Nobody wants to sit through a lecture about how to be moral from people that were clearly on Epstein's client list and went to Diddy parties. It's like,
Yeah.
you're going to tell us how to, okay. I mean, so, and then apparently this red wave that took our country has got Hollywood running scared. Did you see Apple released a family-friendly Christmas advertisement?
No.
Oh yeah, it was actually family first. I think it was Apple. Apple released it, and it was a family opening Christmas presents, and it was like wholesome. I'm just like, oh wow,
Really?
they've reinvented conservatism. Yep.
I have to find that.
Let's see.
I did not know that because the last thing I saw was the Jaguar.
Oh god.
That was just
And
terrible.
we can't talk about that because I'll take it.
No.
I can't edit the YouTube yet, so.
You can't edit it. You'd have to just cancel and delete it. But I'm just saying that was the last big thing that I saw. Apple holiday commercial, right?
Yeah, I think so.
We'll have to say holiday.
Here. No, we don't. Christmas. Screw you. It's
I'd say Christmas. And
Me
Merry
too.
Christmas. And if you don't like or support Christmas, then I would say have a happy holidays. I have a friend.
I don't remember. I don't know where it's at. Anyway, but yeah, it's Christmas. I celebrate Christmas. If you want to say holidays, it's a free country. Say what you want.
Is it the one where they're talking about the new AirPods?
I don't know. I didn't watch the ad, so we'll have to find it later.
Okay. I
But-
think that's what it is. They're going.
But it was a good ad.
new
Everyone's
AirPods Pro.
Apple releases shocking pro-family Christmas ad. National Review.
Okay.
This is from the National Review. Apple released a pro-family ad reflecting on the joys of fatherhood to kick off the Christmas season after Jaguar's recent ad was accused of peddling wokeness. Did you see Jaguar stock? Oh, dude.
No, I did not. Did they
I'm-
Bud Light it? Did they Bud Light
Oh, God. Jaguar loses billions in stock collapse. It bounces back. Yeah, I mean, it bounced back, but man, it like cratered for like a day and a half. Everyone was panicking. It's like, if they want to do that, let them do it. Who cares? I don't understand. It's like if Bud Light wants to hire Dylan Mulvaney, who cares? It's fine. The problem people have is that they're shoveling it in our faces. Because you and I've talked about it. RuPaul has been we all know who that is. RuPaul's Drag Race, that TV show.
Yeah. No.
They had the what was it, the the makeup, not makeup. It's where they would take guys and give them
The
makeover. It was
Yeah.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yes, yeah, where they do the houses.
Okay, is that what it is? Well, they had one where they would take the guys and do makeovers on them and stuff too.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But when you're trying to force me to sit through it and listen to you tell me how much, and that was the one thing that we should have talked about, how the election lost, but I didn't want to get into politics.
No, I'm good.
But when you tell a distinct group of people for the last 4 years that they're the problem, guess what? Most of those guys make money. You told half the country and you preach at them and tell them they're the problem. Guess what? They're going to stop spending money on your stuff. They're going to quit going to your movies. They're going to quit. And it's like, it doesn't take a genius. And I've used this analogy more than once. I buy a chicken restaurant and you come in and you go, I'd like a chicken sandwich. And then I give you a salad and you're like, that's not what I ordered. And I go, are you a bigot? You don't like lettuce? And then I start ripping you apart. You're never coming back. I'm going to go bankrupt within a month. Like, that's no way to run a business. And I think a lot of these people forgot what they're in business to do. They're in a business to make money. And these other people on the right that are like, we've got to fight this everywhere. It's like, no, just quit spending your money. You don't have to protest.
That's it.
Just because these companies are only going to tolerate this stuff as long as they can make money. If they start losing money, they'll switch pretty quick. And you're seeing that all over the world right now. Companies are coming back to the middle because the middle is where you make your money. Don't offend anybody. Just, here is product good, buy product. Do you support? Well, product is good, buy product. Anyway, what do you got? Do you have anything this week? Because you've been on vacation, so your brain's...
Been on vacation, so I've been kind of out of it. I've seen a few things, but nothing. It's Christmas time. I know I went on that rant, so now y'all can turn your Christmas lights on.
So now Kaz approves. You can turn them on now.
Turn your Christmas lights on. You can sing holiday carols all day long. I don't care. You can play the crappiest Christmas music out there because there's a lot of it. That's fine. It's fine. I just put my AirPods in and I go on about my business.
I gotta see if I can find this.
Oh, please don't.
Yep. Nope.
Because I did just see something that Chicago has a Christmas train. So like the train that runs through Chicago, basically, I guess their subway or whatever, is lit up with Christmas lights, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. They've got dude, I don't understand that. I've never understood that, how you line up for an hour in your car to go look at Christmas lights. That's never, it's like somebody said, watching fireworks. You got to pretend like it does something to you. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like it's...
I can remember doing it as kids, driving through the neighborhoods. Now I remember when my kids were little, the park here puts on a pretty good little light show. So we always took the kids when they were little because they like looking at Christmas lights. Heck, we even paid for a horse-drawn carriage ride through that park. Got some hot chocolate. It's just, it's just something you do. Is it the best thing to do? Once you've seen it once, but the kids, their memories, they'll remember it.
Maybe.
But
that Madonna came out like, I don't know if this is the one. Creepy, man. I watched a clip of it, her dancing and gyrating. I was like, what the heck is this? And then I was like, oh, no thanks. Like
Madonna?
Yeah, dude. There's some, it's I don't know what it is. I thought she was done. I thought she was,
no.
She's like in her 60s, right?
Yes. She looks terrible.
Yeah.
Some pictures are better than others.
Does it? I think
most of the time, that's the one with that red lipstick.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
We did go to Christmas lights. I'm all over the place. It's morning. It's morning.
Yeah,
so
but it's all right. It's our show.
I took the kids. So south of Norman, there is a house. You pull up in the field and you tune your radio station, and the lights dance in time with his with the music, and the music is on this particular radio station. It's a big freaking house, kind of
Okay.
out in the
So he's
country.
broadcasting on like an FM.
Yeah, something like that. And
Kind of like you go to the drive-in.
right, and you just sit there and you watch this, and he has like all the lights and sequence, and they dance and do. It was really cool.
That is cool.
That
is
was
cool.
I went there. God, it's been 10 years ago, but that was a cool experience. We loaded up the kids and went down there to see that. But like they do the one in Yukon, and I was driving by there the other day, and it's just like lined up for like 10 miles. I'm like, come on. It's the same display they've had up every year for the last
Oh,
20
yeah.
years.
So, I meant to bring this up not last week or the week before, but I saw a friend of mine right after Thanksgiving, actually Thanksgiving Day. I took him some food. They had to work, so took him up to go plate.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you were actually at work, sucker, driving the opposite direction.
That's just an excuse. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think this is I know we always say the first send us here, send us there. Let's go for a hot air balloon ride.
Nope. I'm out. Nope. They did that in my home state. They do it in Colorado. My kids did it.
But I want you to go to the big one in New Mexico. It's
Uh-uh.
the biggest one.
Nope.
I want you to suck it up, buddy. It's either that or you're getting on the cruise ship and driving around. You have your choice.
I can
You're taking a
always
racetrack. Yeah, you could always
a
say
belt
you win
a
and then
belt
go.
around the neck in the closet. That's all I'm saying. That sounds better to me than either one of those options.
Okay, so now they did the hot air balloon ride, and they said that it was a huge. I don't know what they call what they get in
The basket?
the bucket,
The basket, yeah.
So if you look at them, they hold 12 people. So you have the pilot, which I don't understand how. I've never really looked into it. How I think it's a lot of wind. They can get screwed. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. So they do this that festival that goes to Mexico. I think it travels all over the country because they do it in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, they do different ones, but the one in New Mexico is supposedly the big one.
Yeah, and they do it early in the morning because usually the wind's not really high. But they did one in Colorado Springs. My kids went up, and one of the balloons, the wind came out over the mountains and carried the balloon like a slingshot. Just there's no way to control it. Like once the guide ropes,
up and down is all you got.
that's all you got. I'm good. Nope.
And I understand that.
What if I have to pee? Everybody turn around. It's about to rain on some heads. Like, come on. No. No. I think about that kind of stuff. What happens if we get, because it takes forever. What if I have to pee when we're like, right when we get up in the air? Like, you hold it?
flop it out over the
Yeah.
side, baby? It's all right.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy down there holding the ropes like, what is that? Nope. I'm good. The older I
So
get.
they were telling me that each person. I was like, so is there somebody standing in the middle and y'all have to like rotate to get to the edge so you can see?
Oh, because of the balance.
Yeah, but no, there's an edge. Everybody's on the edge of the basket, so everybody gets to see, and you'll never guess how much it costs per person.
When my kids did it, I think it was $200 a person, and this was a decade ago. What's it cost?
Oh, wow. $800 a person.
Oh my, yeah, no, dude.
So that freaking thing is making $9,000 for one hot air balloon ride.
So what you're saying is there's an opportunity for
We
you and
need an
I.
Odd Times podcast hot air balloon. Do you see where I was going with this?
Yeah,
So
okay.
you'll actually have to be seen going up in it at least once.
What? No, we do
Yes, for it to be
CGI.
the Odd Ti- you have to-
CGI.
If you're gonna own it and make you have to fly it.
AI. I'll pay for AI. For making $9,000, I can afford AI to show me go up, and this is fantastic. $9,000?
Not there was 11 people plus the pilot. So $8,800 for that balloon to go up and down.
Whew. How long do they stay airborne?
They did not tell me how long they were up for, but I wouldn't say that it's a lot.
Yeah, no thanks.
So
No
I
thanks.
think we do that because that's I want to say it's either October or September.
I like how you're actually trying. Like, so you're gonna
I
want to
have
block
a
out.
plan. So 2024, yeah, it was in October. So before that, we do the Kentucky Bourbon Festival in September. Then
What?
we go do the
Here,
hot air balloon.
you're missing this. So if we did the bourbon festival at the same time, you're more likely to get me on the balloon.
Oh, I'm gonna
You're like, come
Hey,
over
that-
here. I want you to say, I need to sit down, man. Well, come over here and sit down. All right, go up.
my thought is that we do the bourbon festival, and then you do a commercial for that bourbon that you sent me on the hot air balloon.
So, you guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, you should look up Japanese translated whiskey. That's all I'm gonna say, and it does not translate well. I saw this on Chris Abroad's channel, Abroad in Japan. I couldn't believe it was real, and it popped up in my timeline on Twitter, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm sure that's a huge seller. Like, it's horrible." And I was like,
Oh, it's
"Cass,
horrible, and I bet they sell the snot out of it.
you probably."
It'll happen as they buy it.
I think Japan has gotten really big into whiskey. So I think there's.
they are really, and like I told you, the Hibiki that I had is still one of the best ones that I've had, and I see a lot of people talk about that on TikTok about drinking Hibiki.
Can you get that locally, or do you have to
Yes.
order it? Okay.
No.
I might
And
have
it's
to-
actually a little pricey. It's about a $90 bottle,
okay.
and it's better than anything. It's as good or better than anything that $60 or $70 bottle that I had bought, the one from Texas the other day. I bought some the other day. It was $32. That was better than that.
Yeah, I've had some some alcohol that's in a plastic jug that tastes better than some of the high price stuff.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's when you squeeze the bottle and you're like, I like this. What does that say about me? Oh, I'm a poor. Oh.
And there's nothing wrong. It's like I watched a guy the other day. So why would they give a tasting? They do these little tastings on the TikTok all the time. So they got all these shows, and these four guys are sitting around and, well, I like I used to really like the 15-year, but this 20-year bottle so much better. It's a $3,000 bottle.
Oh my God.
If it doesn't give me an orgasm when I drink it, then it can kiss my ass. For $3,000,
We're gonna bookmark.
man, you can get dinner, a show.
And you can get a lot of things in Vegas for $3,000.
A working person, and still be able to go to breakfast the next morning for $3,000.
A working person, $3,000? That's a vacation. That is a full week of vacation if you do it right.
And if you did it right, you could get that in a weekend. You could have a nice little weekend trip to Vegas and
Yep.
get your working person to come see you and have a drink.
Yep.
$3,000. I really like this bottle.
Well, there
This is
was
5 years. Oh, shut the hell up.
that one bottle. I don't remember what alcohol it was, but it had actual gold in it, and it was like ridiculous.
Goldschlager does.
Well, this was
The Goldschlager really is.
It was
I
like
watched
10. I think it was like $10,000 for a bottle of this stuff. Most.
But I actually literally watched the guy strain Goldschlager, and he got enough gold out of the Goldschlager to go buy another bottle of Goldschlager. So it was like,
What?
Yes, I watched him strain it. He strained the gold flakes out of it, melted them down, made a little piece of gold, took it to a gold dealer, and they gave him more than what the actual bottle of Goldschlager cost. So he basically could go buy another bottle of Goldschlager. Yes.
Wow.
Yep. I thought that was pretty cool. It was one of the better things that I've seen. Now, I did just watch a video of an AI person working out, and she was just gorgeous, but it was her head on a guy that was like 290, built like Lou Ferrigno. And you could tell it was AI. Yes, you could tell it was AI. because the way her head was moving and her body was moving, it wasn't like in coercion. So you could just tell because like he was lifting a lot of weight and there was no strain on her face at all. So I was like, okay.
The best. So this is
that a Louis?
it's the
Yeah,
first
Louis Martin.
Midas
Yeah,
bottle.
Louis.
Okay.
Okay. You're looking down.
$100,000 at an XS nightclub.
Well, look at the Louis. The Remy Martin Louis is 165.
God dang, man. I'm like, what?
It's
Yeah,
fine.
Remy Martin Black Label. Why? Only 786 decanters were made, and it's cognac. No, I don't know the difference.
Cognac is it's just a. I've had some cognac.
No, thank you.
Not bad.
Galway Distillery.
I've not seen the black one, but I had a bar I used to deliver to that had the just a clear one, and they sold those for like $200 a shot of a Louis, a brand of Louis.
$630,000. $1 million for coconut brandy.
Yeah, McKellen.
Diva,
I've heard of that one.
Diva vodka for $1 million. Henry, $1.9 million for champagne. Passion Azteca platinum liquor. Dude, we need to make
crazy.
We need to make some dumb liquor and just $44 million.
Well, what it is it's like some of those bottles that I've seen on TikTok. What it is they only make so many of them, and they become famous because they taste so well, and then people want them.
Yeah,
I've seen them sell like a $30 or $40 bottle on the internet, and it's against the law. They write it up as something, and they sell them for $500.
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna take my car out of my
It's like
garage
shoes.
and turn it into a distillery. It'll be the Odd Times Podcast liquor. It's gonna taste like gasoline and shoe leather, but it's gonna get you drunk.
Shoes are the same damn way. They got so Nike has an app, and it's called Sneakers, and they release certain shoes. They'll bring back old shoes, so they've had them in the archive or in a box somewhere. So they'll bid them. So like I got hit for a pair of Jordan 11s. They were really nice that I could have bought right away, but for $230, and I guarantee you by the time you pick them up and get them to your house, they'll be for $1,000 on the internet because they only make so many. They only release so many of them, and it's just it's supply and demand.
Sneaker enthusiasts. I've never heard of this.
Yep,
Shoes are meant to be worn on your feet. I knew some guys that would get like they take their shoes like you do your car. Like they're like,
oh yeah,
keep them clean. And
they actually make inserts, and I bought it some because both the boys had bought some. They make them. You put them in the toe, so your toe doesn't get creases in them. So if you're gonna wear them, you don't get creases in the toe, and they're so uncomfortable. It was the worst $11 I've ever spent. It was uncomfortable, and I was like, I don't care. I'm wearing shoes to wear shoes, and I understand. I like shoes, so I don't have a big collection. I have a few pair of shoes. I'm not like my sons, but I mean, it's crazy what people will pay for these days. $1,000 for a pair of tennis shoes? No. Never.
It's like these women that buy the Birkin bags. I think that's what they're called, and they're like thousands of dollars for a handbag. I'm like, man, you got more money than sense. You got more money than sense, man. There's no way. Like, if I was rich, no one would know. Because I'd still... Dude, I bought a pair of tennis shoes 11 years ago. I still have those shoes. That's the same shoes I wear. They're dirty as hell, but I still wear them when I go out. If I'm not wearing my boots, that's what I wear.
And there's not a dang thing wrong with it.
Yeah, I was like... They're still fine. They're still fine. They were running shoes. I bought them when I was on the treadmill, and they have a steel insert, but I quit running pretty quick after I bought them.
It's like having a bunch of cars that sit in a warehouse.
Did you see Jay Leno got jacked up, dude? Holy hell! Yeah, dude. He said he fell down a hill. Like, check this out. Look at his face, dude. He fell down a hill. It's on the YouTube. That poor man. He fell down the hill, dude, and the whole left side of his body's bruised in Pennsylvania.
Holy smoke!
Yeah, dude, that could have killed him. He's not a young chicken.
No, he's got to be mid-70s now.
Yeah, yeah. That's horrible. That is absolute.
I
saw that.
will give him this, that he does get seen driving some of his cars, but if you've ever checked out his warehouse,
Oh, I know.
he's got anything and everything in his warehouse.
I tell you, he's one of the few.
I wouldn't mind having a beer with Jay Leno.
No, he's a gearhead. He's a genuine guy, and I remember when there's a movie with him and Pat Morita that I loved when I was younger.
Oh yeah, they were cops.
Yep. He was a
that was a
hell
great
of a
movie.
stand-up comedian back in the day.
Oh god.
And
Did
now
you see
they.
him when they put him on.
Uh-oh, what?
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Did you see him when they put him on Tim Allen's last show?
Last Man Standing?
Last Man Standing,
I
when he
did-
was on that towards the end, the last 3 or 4 or 5 seasons. Oh yeah, it was great. He just roasted Tim Allen, and they roasted him about being a gearhead, and it was great.
Yeah, Jay Leno was always my favorite. Once he got off late night, I think that's where my love for late night TV fell off, because he came from Johnny Carson.
Yes,
And
he
we're old
he was
enough-
regular on the Carson show.
We're old enough to remember Johnny Carson, and that show was it was funny. Like, it was really enjoyable to watch. And granted, it was the last few years that we saw. But Johnny always made it fun and lighthearted. Now you got these guys that are like proselytizing.
agenda.
Yeah,
They have an
and
agenda.
it's like, just bring these dumb actors on, make fun, have fun content. That's why YouTube's taken off. That's why.
You get to see a bunch of old stuff that you can watch whatever you want on YouTube and not have to be confined to what mainstream media wants you to watch.
Right. As soon as this came out, somebody said, I bet Jay owes somebody some money. They're sending a message. I'm like, I don't
That's
think.
a terrible bruise.
That's
man.
horrible, man. He was wearing an eye patch when I saw it.
I see it right there. There's a picture of him with the eye patch.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's like, damn, man, if Jay Leno gets taken out, we're in a dark timeline.
Yeah.
I always
I remember when they found that motorcycle here in Oklahoma. Early '90s, they found a motorcycle that had been autographed by Elvis.
Oh, no
It was
kidding.
his motorcycle, yeah, and it's in the. He bought it. He actually came to Oklahoma and bought it because somebody bought it at a garage sale, and was cleaning it up, and then underneath it had an autograph from Elvis. So they were like, "Is this real?" They had it authenticated, and I think Jay Leno paid upwards of $100,000 for it. That was the rumor.
Oh, wow.
We didn't have internet then.
Yeah.
Big in the early '90s, but it was here in Oklahoma, and he had to put it in the Smithsonian, or he did put it in the Smithsonian.
I mean, he's got some cars that are just
his-
amazing. Let's
His
see.
garage, Jay Leno's garage. He used to have a TV show. Yeah.
Let's see. How many cars does he have? 181 cars. Let's see. What is car?
That's
$100 million.
Yeah.
But the thing is
He does drive some of his cars. I've seen some.
oh, dude.
That's it. In his garage.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
he's
see.
got Ferraris, Porsches, Lamborghinis.
It's the weird ones that I like. The little odd, because he was
Yeah.
doing something. Was it? I don't know. I
Like that
saw
one
him.
there.
I saw him. Yeah, some of the cars that he had were just unique one-offs, and those are the ones that I like. They're just like this one, top 20 strangest but coolest cars, like stuff like this, you know.
Yeah, he's an actual collector of cars, so
Yeah.
he has some of everything.
But
But to have that money to be able to buy what you like,
oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would go in that.
but I mean, being that he's a collector and he's got a garage like that, he probably doesn't have to pay like regular insurance, because you can actually put an insurance on a car if it's a collector's item, like it's antique after 20 or 25 years, but you can only drive it so many miles a year. So
Yeah.
that's why you
It's like
see a lot of people
1,500.
put-
Yeah.
No, I think it's only 200.
Is it only
miles a year.
200? Yeah, something
Yes.
like that.
So that's why you see a lot of people that have that antique car insurance. If you see that car in a trailer, that's probably why.
Oh, what was that movie that I sent you? What, I forgot the name of it. It looks awesome. Gosh dang. Hold on.
Sent me so much stuff.
I know. It's got Robert Pattinson in it.
Oh.
I wanted to
what
talk
was that?
about that. I'm pulling it up right now.
Yes. Speaking of movies, tomorrow I'm going to see the new Gladiator, so I will give y'all
Oh, okay.
a heads up on the Gladiator movie next week. See what y'all think. Let y'all know what I think about it for sure.
Upcoming. Here we go. Mickey 17. Mickey 17.
Yes. So he just keeps dying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let it play in the background. But yeah, this looks fun. This looks fun. Director Bong Joon-ho. So hopefully
they do have 2026 is scheduled for Batman Part 2.
Oh, good.
2026.
Yeah, this
October.
looks. He's just
that Mickey movie looks hilarious.
It does. Expendable. He just keeps getting. They just keep cloning him, and he's doing dangerous stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see. That's probably the first movie besides Craven that I've been kind of excited to go and actually. I might get me back in a theater. Might get me back in a theater. My problem is though, the writing in Hollywood has been so atrocious that I don't want to waste 2 hours of my day getting dressed, driving over to the nearest theater, spending money, only to get in there and go, I hate this.
You're right.
So it's.
Now, my mom said she went and saw. It's out now. Give me a second, because I gave her so much crap for seeing it without us. Because, my mom likes to do that. She likes to go see movies without us and then tell us all about it. And it's not really good because I hope it burns.
Yeah, I watched so they got the Thunderbolts coming out. I saw that when I went to Comic-Con. Not interested at all. It's the Marvel thing with the side characters. That looks very mediocre.
She said Red One. We talked about that with Santa Claus.
Yeah.
She said it was actually amazing.
Okay.
She said it was not a normal rock movie. It was actually amazing.
He plays Santa, right?
No, the guy that plays in the Allstate not the Allstate commercials, but the older guy that always played Jonah Jameson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can never remember that dude. I cannot remember his name. It's always J. Jonah Jameson, and everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, yes.
That is a name I cannot remember. Yeah, he's great.
My mom said it was actually really, really good.
His best.
There's a couple little like stories, like for instance, she said like The Rock. So The Rock wanted to be Santa Claus's heir, apparent. And supposedly he's 300 years old in this show, and he's getting down in the dumps, and Santa Claus gives him a speech, and it's just like, oh, okay. So there's like little, good storylines throughout the movie. So my mom was like, she's like, it was good enough she'd go see it again.
It's got a 34 Metacritic score. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
It's got a 6.9 IMDb.
Yeah, it does. I don't. Reviews don't matter to me.
They don't do nothing to me because I'm gonna go if watching the trailer gets me to where I want to watch it.
I've heard that if you like musicals, that Wicked movie's really, really good.
Oh, that girl can sing her ass off.
Yeah.
But no, don't want to see.
Yeah, I'm not a musical guy.
I don't. I've said I'm not, but I watched the last Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, whatever that was, and was quite. I quite enjoyed it. So
I'm curious to see what Joker Folia Do made at the box office. So I'm looking that up because we brought up musicals. It made $206 million. It made its money back plus some. If that's an accurate, its estimated budget of 190 million, it made 206. So it made its money back.
Now, was that estimate going to have the reshoots in it that it had to do? Because remember, it had to.
That I don't
it had to
know. Yeah,
it
I
had
don't
to
know.
reshoot.
Well, and that probably, I don't know if that counts into it marketing too. But like that's what cracks me up is these YouTubers will get on here and they'll be like, it's a flop, it's horrible, it's like, and then you look at it after it's done in its theatrical release, and you're like, well, I mean, it made its money back. So
Okay, now the only bad thing about it is these actors. So it only made an extra $16 million, right? Or
Yeah.
26 million.
Ooh.
16?
Well, this movie's bombing. This one is actually bombing. If this is actual.
What, Red One? Or-
Yeah, 350 million estimate. I mean, it's got to be because you've got The Rock in it. You've got Captain America, Captain Douchebag, Chris, whatever
Yes.
his name is. It's only grossed 122 million, so
Yeah.
it hasn't even hit half of what it. But it just came out, didn't it?
Right. Yeah.
No,
but it's
November
also competing-
17. November
so it's
17.
also- yeah, it came out right before Thanksgiving, but it's also competing against Wicked, The Gladiator. So sometimes that it has an effect, in my opinion, of what comes out with it. That's why,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because people only have so much money to go see stuff.
It's funny
So-
too, because like when they used to, if a Star Wars was coming out, everyone would avoid that month. They'd be like, "No, we're not coming out."
Oh,
Like
God,
those
no.
big or Marvel. If it was like Avengers Part 2 or whatever, there's like
Oh, yeah.
everyone would be like, "No, I'm not. We'll hold off on releasing our movie."
Oh, yeah,
But
now it's my movie's better than yours. But
There was
You know.
there was an actor on Hot Ones, and I can't remember who it was. It was somebody that we like, and they were talking about the way they used to monetize movies, and they always used to. They would go, "Well, it's going to make this much in the box office, and then we'll get the DVD sales." So they had
Right.
that already factored in, but that's gone now with streaming. So like that's part of the collapse of Hollywood is because they don't know how to replace the lost DVD sales. Because you think about it, when it came out on DVD, Blockbuster bought it, and then it was Redbox would buy it, but nobody buys DVDs. So it's like, how do you monetize your product now? Because that's how it got big, was first VHS, then DVD, and then now it's streaming. That was an interesting discussion because it's like, yeah, I never thought of that, but I imagine that was a huge percentage of their budget was, like we're gonna sell the DVDs.
right.
I don't understand how. Have you been to Vintage Stock, formerly Hastings?
Is that what vintage? Because there's still Hastings in Norman, I believe.
Yeah, they changed the one closest to me to Vintage Stock.
Okay, yeah, I've been in there. They have a bunch of older stuff. I actually like vintage stock.
I
don't
like
enjoy
it,
very
but
often.
it's not a very good business model because everything in there has went digital. Literally, the entire store you can find in the digital marketplace. They have DVDs, they have music CDs, they have records, they have comic books, regular books. And video games. The only thing that you're not going to get digital is the toy section. And at my local one,
Posters. They have a lot of posters too.
yeah,
they
T-shirts
used
and
to.
stuff. But yeah, it's like I went in there with my son not that long ago, and I'm like, wow, this is like stepping back in time. And I think they still rent DVDs there, which I don't see how that's even profitable at this point in time. That's yeah, that's. I was just like, oh man. Well, I'll have to check this out when it comes out. Red One. It should be coming to streaming. Venom is, I think, getting ready to be released. And Path of Exile 2 is coming out. PoE 2, December 6th. It's a free-to-play. I think it's free-to-play. Path of Exile 2. I think it releases December 6th, I believe. It might still be in early access, but
How about Venom, right?
no, the game Path of Exile 2.
Path of Exile too. I'm sorry.
I'm not big into that. It's Diablo, but dude, that first one, it's free to play. it is so overly complicated for a moron like myself that I'm just like, it's too daunting. So I tried it. And I was just like, nope. But that one's coming out. Venom. When does January? So, oh, it's coming to The Last Dance is going to debut on Netflix sometime around January 24th, 2025. Huh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it's coming to Netflix. Let's see, Rent.
Oh, because I had saw that it was going to Prime Video.
Yeah, to rent. You'll be able to rent it on Apple TV. I'm looking because I always look on there because when it goes up for sale, it's like $20. It's like, no, and then I'll watch
It's
it.
on the movie.
Well, I bought Deadpool because
Yeah.
that's one that
The cast for this last Venom movie is really good. I mean, you got Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Chitwell Ejiofor.
Yeah, yep, that's him.
Well, you
And
said
then,
it was.
I like Rhys Ifans.
Okay, now you're just making names up. Let's.
No, I'm not. That's his name. It's the English guy. I'm known for what was the replacement movie, the football movie where he was the kicker
No.
with the cigarette. You never saw that? With Keanu Reeves.
Riz
Replacement?
Ahmed. What's his name?
No. Riz, Rhys Ifans, Ifans.
I am looking at the list of people in Venom, and I do not see that guy.
Venom: The Last Dance. Yeah.
Did I click The Last Dance? Oh, that's the first Venom. Well, that would help if I got the
That
right.
would help.
It would.
help.
That would
Right
have.
movie.
Yep. Let's see.
Andy Serkis is in it.
Yeah, he's probably doing voice acting. Let's see. Okay, now I'm on the right one. Oh, Stephen Graham, our favorite movie, Snatch. Okay. Oh, yeah. The Smoking Kicker. Yeah. I think that's pronounced Reese. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, could be. It very well could be.
English people don't use English appropriately, so us in America don't know how to say your names.
I forget. I forgot that he played in Nucky Thompson. He played Capone.
What?
Remember?
No, I don't.
You watched that show? You watched Nucky, right?
No.
Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, okay.
He played Al Capone in that.
I don't think I got that
Yes.
far.
You didn't get? It's only like 2 or 3 seasons.
I'm 2 seasons in because he's married the Irish lady,
Right.
and so yeah, I didn't get that far into it.
Yes, in the second season, he meets the guys from Chicago. And,
Okay.
And Capone is not a big name yet.
Wait, how is
But he plays Al
Chitwell?
Capone.
Okay. Venom is a Marvel property, correct?
Yes, from Sony.
Chitwell has already been in a Marvel property. He
Yes,
plays the bad guy in
Well, he
Doctor
wasn't.
Strange.
Yeah, he played. Well, actually, was a good guy at first, and then had enough. and then
Right. So now he's playing Strickland, because he was on the side of the bad guy in Doctor Strange. So how
left.
is
Yeah, that's why he left. Yeah, because remember he didn't fight at the end because he had left on his own, and then you get him in the after credits.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, also, in an upcoming, in the new Batman movie, Spider-Man is in it.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah,
not
the kid.
Batman, not Batman.
He's in the new Batman movie. He's accredited to be in the new Batman movie. I just saw it. Yeah.
Well, but maybe in the new Batman, but he's not, like, Spider-Man is not in the new Batman because that's DC and Marvel. That's where I was getting confused.
I'm telling you, the actor,
Yeah. No, I got you.
the little kid, whatever his name is, he's not a kid, but
Where's this guy born? United Kingdom. Wait, no. Yeah, he was born in England. Boo.
Who?
Chitwell.
yeah,
Chiwetel?
Yeah.
Geo4.
a Ejiofor, probably.
Man, come on. I had something I want to say, but I'll say it after we quit recording. Give me a break. All right. I wanted to talk about one more thing before we get off here. And that is where we started the podcast with it, but I kind of want to end with this. Why does the new media hate Joe Rogan? Like, I've watched some of his, and I don't agree with some of his takes.
No.
But I think Joe Rogan, the reason they hate him is because Joe Rogan represents average Americans. He is our guy because he's asking the questions that you and I would ask to each other. We're like, I don't know. That's a good question. Does it?
I think it's because he's so popular and they can't control him.
They can't control him, and
They can't control him because he's a podcast and he's never needed. It's like us. We don't need anybody to tell us what to do. We kind of have guidelines,
right.
and we could go outside those guidelines and say screw it and do whatever we want, and we would just not be able to air on certain platforms.
Right.
Joe Rogan, he doesn't care. He just doesn't care. You're either going to watch him or you're not. I mean, everybody knows Joe Rogan smokes weed. He's never denied it.
No. It's funny though, because I watched a clip of him because Joy Behar slammed him on The View, saying we get fact checked by ABC. I'm like, yeah, and then she goes on to say, and Joe Rogan believes in dragons, and I'm going, like the people that listen to, like millions of people listen to him, they know that like, yeah, he has some wacky theories.
Yeah, he
Who
truly
cares?
believes in aliens. Truly believes there are aliens out there.
But to say that it's so, like they just
The
bald face lie. He had a paleontologist or somebody on there talking about early humans and what they would depict on cave walls and stuff. And
Right.
Rogan and them were talking about it, and it was like, it could have been an alligator,
Dinosaurs.
right.
Dinosaurs.
But the thing is he's asking the questions, and he has people on there that he disagrees with. He said,
Yes.
but what I like about Rogan is how sweet of a human being he is. He goes, well, if I saw her, I'd give her a hug and ask how she's doing. He's like, I'm not mad at him. He goes, they lie all the time. Like,
Yeah. And the sad thing is it's taken years for people to catch them lying because
yeah,
everybody The View was just, oh, we got to watch The View. We got to do this, that. But the lies that they're telling about people.
well, it's kind of like,
To try to if we were to say something about her that was
defamatory.
defamating.
Yeah.
Then we would get hit with a lawsuit. But it's okay for them to talk bad about somebody else.
Well, it goes back to this. I think it's because they're losing market share hugely. The younger generation is not turning on TVs. They're getting everything on their
No.
phone.
Yeah.
TikTok, Twitter, like you're getting your news other places than those.
In the news.
Yeah.
Because you can decide if you click on CNN and see it on CNN, then you see it differently on Fox. You're like, what the hell? I want the news. If it's actual news, then you're both going to say the exact same thing.
Well, and I also think that with the advent of the internet, you can choose how you get your news. You can choose to go and listen to Timcast. You can choose to listen to Andy Nago. You can choose to listen to Hassan Piker. Like, you can pick your guy, the guy you like, and get your news there. Whether it's right or wrong, you can
Right.
pick to listen to it.
And
You can
if you want to watch The View, you can pick the part of The View that you want to watch because they're going to find the clip of whoever's on The View. If you want to watch just that interview on The View, you don't have to watch the whole thing. It's there.
So, I was looking real quick.
What they call it is cutting the cord.
Well, and it's funny because I was an early adopter of this. I haven't
You've
had
been cord free for a while.
a long time, probably at least 10 years. Because I'm like, why would I pay for cable when I can watch everything on Netflix or Hulu at the time? That was the only two that was available when I cut the cord. But I'm like,
Right.
Netflix has cool movies and Hulu has TV shows. So I'm good. I don't have to watch it day of. It's not like I don't suffer FOMO, fear of missing out. So I'm like,
Yes.
I'll watch whatever. And I did that, God, 10, 11 years ago. And, you still pay for cable, don't you?
Yes, I still have cable.
Right, but
But I do watch sports and stuff like that.
Right, but that's even coming over to streaming finally.
Right, but you're paying cable prices because if you go to Hulu and look up Hulu's live TV, it's $60 a month.
Oh yeah,
to get
screw
their
that.
live TV.
Nah, I don't need live.
Yeah,
But I don't watch
But-
sports, so that's a huge
right.
thing. But
And now with the invent of the Fire Stick,
yeah, my daughter uses that. She loves that thing.
and you can get those jailbroke for $10 a month and watch anything you want.
What is jailbreak?
They're basically just like jailbreaking a phone. So like when you jailbreak a phone, you can. So like if your phone is like if you are on AT&T, but you want to take your phone over to Verizon or something like that, it has to be jailbroke to where it can use their
Oh,
towers.
so they just hack the phone.
They're basically hacking the phone so you can buy the Fire Stick and you can take it to somebody and they will actually put an app on it or they'll jailbreak the Fire Stick and you literally can type in anything you want. So like I pay for Red Zone and I get to watch all the football games and I only get to watch so much of the football games. A lot of people don't like it. My mom came over the other day. She's like, "This is hard to watch." Because she's used to watching one football game and only seeing.
Oh, so it's got them in picture.
Yes, so like if there's 8 games on, at one time you could have 8 teams in the red zone. That's why they call it the red zone, and you could have 8 boxes on your TV, so you get to see every time somebody scores or there's an interception or something like that. You get to see it in red zone, so you don't have to watch all the
Oh.
boring movements, all the penalties, and them get backed up.
I'm with your mom. No, I'm with your mom.
It takes a little while to get used to it, but once you do it, it's the best because in 3 hours I've watched the basicness of 8 football games.
Mama Kaz, I'm on your team. He's wrong. I back your play. No, no, I get it because especially if like you're betting on games and shit and stuff like that.
Fantasy football.
Yeah.
You get to watch multiple games, and you're only seeing the good stuff.
Right. I get that, but like this Joe Rogan thing, it baffles me because what it ends up doing, this and
Pushes more people to it.
it does it's the Streisand effect, and what's because everyone it's like. I learned this early on. As a young man when they came out and they were like, we have to put parental advisories on music CDs. And they had these big, and I'm like, what's so bad about it? So I would go out and buy these albums.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to hear it.
I want to know why I can't listen to 2 Live Crew.
Exactly. And then you start to hear it and you're like, okay, I get it. Right.
I know why now.
Yeah, exactly. But it does the exact opposite, and then the way they do it, the way they like talk down to their audience, it's so catty and childish that it's like they're from the 1970s talking to people who don't have access to the internet. So they say these defamatory remarks. All you got to do is go on your freaking computer, your cell phone, and go, that's a lie. Like you can fact check them in real time. So when you do that, you make yourself look horrible, absolutely horrible and untrustworthy. But what they're betting on is that nobody's going to fact check them because they like them. So they're going off the cult of celebrity, and they don't realize that the cult of celebrity is kind of coming to an end to a certain extent for the majority of the West. Because if the election doesn't tell you that, all the celebrities came out to endorse Kamala, and they overwhelmingly, our country voted for Trump. So like that cult of celebrity has really taken a hit over the last 4 years since COVID. Really since COVID, I would think. I think. I don't know.
But I also think the other thing with Rogan is if you watch a Joe Rogan, now he does have some ground that he will die on, but as he starts to get shot off that ground, you can see him. I don't know if evolve is the perfect word for it. Evolve
His
or
opinions.
change his thinking, his opinion, because it's like you and I. If you tell me the sky is green, and I'm like, it's blue, but then I find out that you're colorblind,
Right.
then how we talk about it is different. So Joe Rogan, that's the thing about a Joe Rogan. He's not sitting down. He has questions he wants to ask you. He wants to learn about, but he also is learning as he goes along with it.
Yeah, and the way he engages everyone is, I like it because he goes, I don't know anything. You're here. You know thing. Teach me thing. And then he asks questions because he's interested in the thing. Like he'll have conspiracy theorists on there, and he's like, and then he asks questions as somebody who's genuinely curious. You don't think this. You don't think that. I've never taken him to be like he's a spokesperson for America.
No.
It's like, dude, he's a UFC commentator, an actor, and a comedian. If I'm taking life advice from him, it's like, yeah, some of the stuff he talks about is probably really good. But it's like, they take this, it's so egotistical the way they view themselves, like, we're the thought leaders in them. No, you're not. You're an entertainer. And you've forgotten that. Go and entertain. Like,
yeah, I mean, he is a spokesperson
for meatheads.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about it. If anybody pays attention to Joe Rogan, he doesn't brag about his money. He has nice things, but he tells you what he uses them for. And there are other versions, and he'll tell you that if you can't afford to do this, there are other ways to do this, like the ice bath thing. If y'all know Joe Rogan, he takes an ice bath every day. 20 minutes? I think he's up to 20 minutes.
Oh, shit.
But his ice bath, it's like $70,000.
So,
but you can go online and buy one for $200, and he will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just
an average. He's an average guy.
An average dude. He's just an average. He likes to smoke weed. He likes to drink. He's a comedian. He's just an average guy having a conversation.
Have you seen the evolution of his opinions, though, since he moved to Texas? Texas has a weird effect on liberals.
Dude, he's like, if you want to know that, just watch his very first one he did with the comedian, the drinking guy with the cigar. What's his name?
Ron White.
Ron White was the first guy that he had in the Texas studio, and they both had moved to Texas from California, and they're both changing their views, and you could hear it how they talked about being in Texas.
Yeah.
In the very first one.
So
because it was like right around the COVID, coming out of COVID, so he could have guests again. Yeah, it was.
So apparently, The View gets about 2.7 million viewers. Let's see. Goo. How many views does Joe Rogan get? Let's see. Oh, it's not pulling up on here. All right. Well, I'm going to go to my YouTube real quick and pull it up because I can tell you in live. Okay. Joe Rogan search. Let's see. So he just did a podcast with Mike Rowe, 1.5 million views in 2 days. He did one with Mark Anderson 3 days ago, 1.7 million views. He is killing them.
And that's not even the people. Because see, me, I don't watch it on YouTube. I listen to it through Spotify.
Yeah, that's exactly. So that's
he got
just YouTube.
$100 million from Spotify to go to Spotify.
So the Joe Rogan Elon Musk was 18 million views. 52 million views with Trump, dude.
Yeah, and the Trump one, I believe his Twitter got like 7 million.
Oh yeah,
views on Twitter because he posted it to Twitter from YouTube to Twitter. So add that to it. and another 14
Yeah, so
million on Elon Musk's platform.
You're probably looking at over 100 million views. They wish
Yeah.
they could do it. It's almost like they're so jealous. They're trying. It's like
Trying to cancel him.
it's like you married your wife and your ex-girlfriend comes around and goes, "She's not that hot." It's like, no, she's pretty hot. No, she's not. And you know what? I heard that she wears lipstick on the inside of her lips. It's like, what? Like, you just sound like a jealous ex-girlfriend. I mean, you just go through this. This is just the last ones, 2.2 million. And like this Jimmy Corsetti, he is a conspiracy theorist. He works with Randall Carlson and does the ancient Earth hypothesis where they talk about like the Eye of Africa and stuff. I enjoy listening to it. I don't know that I believe it. Bill Burr got 752K. That's the lowest view he's had. Theo Vaughn, 6.7 million. The Rock, 828. 1.6 for Robert Kennedy. So like, and their average is 2.7 million. And that's just a quick Google search. Like, there's more to it, obviously. I'm not getting into this, but it's like, do you realize how bad that makes you look? You just look like you're the jealous ex-girlfriend. And you're making
Yes,
people
that's
not
it.
want to watch you. When you're negative, like you'll draw in certain people, because I know that's what a lot of YouTubers do. They focus on negative because they get more views, but they don't have staying power because nobody wants to just be fed negative shit every day. That's why when we started this, we wanted to do something that was fun that we enjoyed doing, because if we enjoy it, so yeah, maybe this episode isn't for you and you're not going to listen to it, but we're okay with that, but maybe you'll come back and give us another shot, because we're having fun doing this. So
Yeah, that's all we're about. And it's like, by the way, I want to tell my buddy in Hawaii, he's a cop that listens. So I don't know if he's getting a lot of policing done while he's doing that or not, but appreciate him listening.
all views against cops are Kaz's and Kaz's only. I fully support the blue. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
I learned something. I know we go off the rails sometimes. So I have a
we
a relative.
should have named this the ADD podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. So let me ask you something. What do you think a cop should make? It's a hard job. They get shot at. They get all of this. They have all of these different responsibilities, all these different people to mess with, to put up with. They have to try to be politically correct. They have to gender. They can't misgender. They can't all this stuff. Cops should make a decent amount of money.
Yeah, well, except for traffic cops, because they're like the worst kind
all
of
the
human.
same.
Yeah,
It's
no.
all the same.
Traffic
It's all the
cops should be they should be paid the least.
Okay.
No, but
So with
you're
that
right.
being said,
Cops should be
they have a
making.
lot to do. They have a lot to do. They should be well paid.
Well, that would cut down on corruption. That's for sure. Because
So-
it's like when they catch a cop and they're like, he was stealing from the evidence room. It's like, yeah, but he's making $27,000 a year and he's putting his life in danger. It's like, yeah, I feel bad for those guys.
So,
You know.
Deputy County Sheriff. What do you think of Deputy County Sheriff?
Probably 45 to 50,000 a year.
Zero.
What?
$0. $0.
Okay.
My stepbrother is a deputy county sheriff, so it's a part-time job. So there are full-time sheriffs, and they do make money. They do get paid, but most of them are like weekend warriors. They might work a couple night shifts, or they might work a couple weekends.
Deputy. Well, this pulled up according to ZipRecruiter. The average salary for deputy sheriff in Oklahoma is around $65K, roughly.
My stepbrother is a deputy county sheriff, and he makes $0.
Huh.
$0.
Well, he needs to go talk to his boss then, because
No,
because
what
he's
it is,
part time. It's like
He's part-time. It's like
the fire department.
Well,
What do they
fire
call
department
volunteer
the-
fire department guys?
yeah, those are in little bitty rural towns.
Right.
This is in Oklahoma County. He makes $0.
Wow.
So I started a fight between him and his wife. She's like, well, ask me what else he's doing now. What else is he doing? I said, well, first of all, I didn't know he didn't get paid. I was serious as all get out. I thought, because I've always been like, my stepbrother's got, because he works on base, he's in the reserves, and he's the deputy county sheriff. I said, so the man's got 3 jobs.
Right.
So man, no, the man has 2 jobs and volunteers to get shot at.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now he joined the bomb squad.
he's got to be getting.
So not only do you get shot at for nothing,
he's
you're
probably.
gonna get blown up for nothing.
He's just telling you that. That's his retirement fund. He's not telling her about it because he doesn't want her to go buy a new Birkin bag.
Put it you like,
He's like, no, baby, I'm doing it for free. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do community service, and he's putting them checks in a freaking separate account.
oh, you're so. I never even thought about that. The next.
And you're
Guess
like,
what at Christmas? And guess what I'm doing at Christmas? Guess what I'm doing at Christmas? That man got a separate account. What's he doing with that separate account?
yeah, just go in and go, I Googled that, and you're full of shit. It says 65,000 a year. Top earners can make 95K a year. How much is Bomb Squad? How much?
Well, a lot of times cops they supplement their income by doing like security, like banks and stuff like that on their day.
Oh,
off.
absolutely.
They get paid well for that.
Well, like where we work, when you go down the road leading to our facility, you don't know because you don't go there in the afternoon, but at like 5 o'clock, they stop traffic to let cars out of this very busy parking area where they work. So Bomb Squad is like, that's $23 an hour average. That doesn't seem like that's enough because it should be paid. It should be paid on commission. Like if they have to call you out, it's like it's guaranteed 100K. Because like you're going there because they think something's going to blow up in your face. No, dude, policing in modern times is probably one of the worst jobs to have. Like those guys and gals that do that job. They have my ultimate respect. I couldn't do it. I don't have the personality. Just like pulling over a car because it's suspected of doing something. Having to walk up on it in the dark, and you see all these videos on YouTube of just horrendous stuff. And everybody that sees you's got an attitude towards you. You always got to. It's the most unrewarding job you could possibly have. Everyone hates you. It seems like. I know, and it's like we have to have you. Like you're a necessary part of our society because our society is broken. So
yes, I agree. And to do it for $0.
Yeah.
Oh,
allegedly. Allegedly.
He's slapping the hell out of some people. I promise you that. Taking that aggression out on someone. I don't get paid to do this. I ain't putting up with this shit.
And really, the LA cops did more to hurt police officers in the long run than any other police agency in the United States. They ruined policing. I do, because of the LA riots. Nobody really, people would talk about it like, you'd talk to your friend and that cop was a dick, but it wasn't seen as a corrupt department. That LA, when they got caught beating Rodney King, it went worldwide. And I think that's when sentiment towards police officers really took a hard turn. I
would probably agree with you on that.
Because after that, people were like, man, that could happen to me.
Yes.
Like these guys, like they're the biggest gang in the United States, and it's
definitely.
So I think, but man, some of those guys, but some of them, and I'm not saying your friend's one, some of them need to be fired because they're dickheads.
Oh, that's true with every job.
It is. Well, we got a bunch that work with us. That I would throw confetti when they get fired. Yay! What? And I don't even have to see them very often, but I would be doing a little dance with a green top hat. Get out! Yes. You're done. Go away.
Hey, so we'll leave on a good note. So it was Thanksgiving, and I taught Mac a new saying.
Oh, yeah. It's titties and chicken grease or something. I don't remember.
Oh, no. I was talking about from the rooter to the tutor.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, if y'all don't understand, y'all need to... I posted it on the Twitter, on the X, where I got that from. Basically, that was a saying, and I'd heard that in Louisiana because it's basically you're saying they use everything on the animal. Even the cow is done the same way. But if y'all don't know what I'm saying, when that you got to go watch the clip from Boomerang when he talks about eating it from the rooter to the tuber. It's the best thing since sliced bread.
What is that man's name? Because he's amazing.
Passed away now, I do believe.
Yeah.
I had his name when I sent that to you, and I can't remember.
92 film. I'm looking it up right now. Reginald? No, that's not him. There it is. John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon.
What a great comedic! What a great comedic actor. He could make you disgust. He could act so well. You just hated to see him because he was so gross, sitting there licking his fingers.
Oh yeah, in Friday when he's talking about that dog beat him in the ass. I grab him by the throat and I just choke him.
Yeah. He's so good. He's so good.
So good. But that clip, and Mac has never seen Boomerang with when you start off with the mushroom shirt. Oh, it's so good, so good. When you gotta coordinate, coordinate. And he talks about, I heard you're whipped.
And David Alan Grier's playing his son, and he's just disgusted. He goes, "You want to see the best part?" And he opens it up. Look, got mushrooms inside the jacket.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's like, "Did you do a ring?" He said, "Oh, that would have been good." It's such a good. It's like a 3-minute clip, and yeah, if y'all not ever seen Boomerang, and that's where I get my love for Halle Berry because that's a young
Oh, that's
Halle
who
Berry.
that was. Yeah.
I forgot to ask you what you thought about a young Halle Berry with the short hair.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's funny
That's where
because
I got my love for Halle Berry.
I grew up in the mountains, in a city. Colorado Springs is kind of a big city. Now, it wasn't back when I was a kid. We didn't have these sayings. The first time I heard one of these like Southern sayings, and I laughed about it for weeks. Somebody was arguing with his wife, and he tells me, he goes, "Yeah, she's pissing me off, so I told her to go kick rocks." And I was like, "What? Kick rocks?" I was like, "What the hell does that mean?" He goes, "Like a little kid getting in trouble, walking down the driveway, kicking rocks." Dude, I was using that for everything. Kick rocks.
Yes,
I was just like, okay, I think I love the South now because some of the stuff that comes out of y'all's mouths are funny. Like,
oh, and I got it from my mom because I guarantee you, this morning when my mom went outside, she said it's colder than a witch's titty and a brass bra.
yeah, I never heard that. I heard
Guarantee
the other one about as useless as tits on a boar. We should do a whole episode on just effed up Southern sayings.
Oh yes,
My
I
God.
agree.
Oh,
I agree.
so what do you got planned for this week besides work?
I don't go back to work till Tuesday, so I still got another couple days.
Well, I'm calling in tomorrow, so you better answer your phone. You're gonna be working for me.
They can't afford to pay me to work tomorrow. So
Enjoy it. Well, I'm gonna end the audio part.
We love y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Hold on. Where do they find us? They find me at Odd Mac Guy. Oh, but I meant to talk about this before we go. I've been streaming.
Hey, guess what? Tornado sirens are going off.
It's Saturday at noon. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've been streaming on Twitch, and you know what's hilarious? I have 1 follower.
Okay.
But I've had more people watch my videos than I have followers because I leave them up on my channel. I've had like somewhere between 10 and 15 people come and watch my playthrough of Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
It's Odd Guy Mac on Twitch and Odd Mac Guy on X. And then they can find us.
You hit us up on the X. It's Odd Times Podcast. Don't forget we got a TikTok. Which I try to peruse quite frequently. Send us a message or anything like that. Anything you want us to see. We do have an email address, oddtimespodcast@yahoo.com. Let us know if there's something you want there that you don't think you can post on the X. You want to be a little more free with your words and send it there. And we're also on the gram, Odd Times Podcast.
Yep. Yep. So let us know what you think, and if you want me to replace my host because he's too southern, just let me know. It'll be me that they want gone. Yeah.
Yeah. With that being said, we just say peace and chicken grease.
No, we don't. We don't. He says
we
that. Okay,
Yes,
that's enough.
Catch y'all next week.
Okay, we're off of the audio podcast. We're still on YouTube. So, so I've been doing my playthrough of Baldur's Gate. I do 1 to 2 hours in a clip. And it's like I'm just there talking to the void. It's fun. But it's definitely, I notice the difference when you and I are doing this versus me doing that by myself. So I was like, I'm going to make a new character and name him the Shitty Wizard and just be like, I shall shat upon you. Prepare to be shat on. And just everything is just fecal material. I was, I broke somebody yesterday at work because I was doing that. I was like, I will cast the spell of diarrhea. It was just juvenile humor, but it worked. So, that's been kind of fun. It's a little different than what we're doing here because I've got you to bounce off of. So it's because if it's just me, I don't know. I don't know why anybody would watch it. But it's been fun. And I'm working on some new logos. I haven't quite got it down yet, working on that, the brand crowd thing. So I've been farting around with that a little bit. Other than that, I've been looking for stuff to watch and I have not found anything. I've been going back and watching, Leverage. I enjoy that show.
That's a good show.
It is a good show. I enjoy it.
I started watching just yesterday while I was outside smoking a cigar. Person of Interest. I really like that show.
Person of Interest. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Is that with Jim Caviezel?
Yeah. Yes, Jim Caviezel.
Okay,
Yes.
I've seen it, but I've never watched it. I've seen the picture here. Oh, that dude plays serial killer.
Yes.
What is his name? Michael Emerson. I've seen him in some stuff where he plays
he was in the show that we watched off the video game. Remember what was it? What was that show we watched? They've only done one season. We did it on the podcast.
Oh, Fallout.
Fallout, yes.
Yeah. I just hope, man, I really, really hope that Hollywood or somebody, because I heard that Rob Schneider's got his, he's making a production company.
Oh, really?
I watched him I went down a rabbit hole and watched a lot of Trigonometry. They're two British guys who do political commentary, pushing free speech and stuff like that. But they have all kinds of people on their podcast. But they had Rob Schneider. Did not know that he is now a Republican. I didn't realize that.
Really? Mm-hmm. He's changed up.
Well, what he said, which I think is pretty accurate. The left went so far left they left everybody else behind. And I was like, that's a really good way of putting it. They left the country behind. Because like the people that they're courting, because Rob, like he always says, he was always a Democrat. But we're in a unique time in our country where I think everything is up for grabs. As far as like everything switched. Within 4 years, the Republicans are the new Democrats. The Democrats are like the religious zealot Republicans. Dude, we're back to conservatism as the main heartbeat of our nation, which for good or bad, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. They went so far left that they brought conservatism back with a flair. Like young men are voting in droves for Republicans, and like we're in this weird cultural shift. Like Trump is the most popular man in America. Like that's
crazy.
That is crazy. You got actors who 15 years ago would have voted for Kamala if she would have run, just based on the fact that she had a D next to her name. Because they haven't changed their views. Like you listen to Rob Schneider, he hasn't changed his views. He still sounds like an old school Democrat to me. But now he's considered a right-wing Republican. That's wild. But I think we're in a cultural shift. I mean, you're seeing it with movies and games and video games. Man, that is a nightmare right now. I didn't get into it on the audio version, but there's a game called Avowed. It's coming out. It's made by Obsidian Entertainment. And a lead designer, I think. I can't remember what he is, but he came out and he actually attacked Elon Musk. So this guy, we got to talk about it. So this guy, Elon says they shouldn't put diversity bullshit in video games. It takes you out of it, especially if it's a medieval game. Something along those lines. Now, I'm paraphrasing. That guy attacks Elon Musk and it's like, oh, poor summer child, you're basically a dipshit. Nobody wants to listen to you, blah, 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 blah. So Elon goes in a deep dive on this guy's Twitter and finds where he basically says, if you're black, hit me up. I'll hire you over everybody else because I want to go back to living in the woods. So Elon screen caps it and sends it to Microsoft, who is their parent company, and goes, I think this is grounds for a lawsuit. I don't know. You guys might want to look it up. I was like, bravo, sir. So this guy has went in and deleted his entire Twitter presence because, like, he's getting pushback, which is good, because 4 years ago, these guys didn't get any pushback for ridiculous. You know, the free market of ideas, you should be able to say what you want, but you also need to take the heat if you say something really stupid. Like,
Right.
I mean, and that's what Elon is providing. Now, there's always a line that you have to watch. Like, there's certain things, even in a free society, you don't say. And I know it's for whatever reason, it's not, you just don't say certain things. Like,
Right.
you and I are never going to say certain slurs. It's just not who
Right.
we are. It's not polite. It's not good. We're not going to say it. So, but this guy, so somebody else, a former developer for Obsidian came out and said, yeah, you guys should sue. So that company is probably getting ready to get a class action lawsuit from anybody that tried to apply there for the last 4 years or however long this guy's been like a lead
Crazy.
artist. Yeah. So Elon put out a tweet, 2 tweets. Hold on. I got to find it real quick. I put it back on that real quick because I don't know Twitter. You can get bad things on Twitter.
Yes.
I didn't realize how active he was. I wasn't following Elon Musk. I am now.
According to Elon, he was the #1 most active before he bought Twitter.
I believe it. Let's see here. You are the media now. Oh, where is it? Let's see. Let me go to replies, and then we'll end the show on this because I think it's freaking hilarious. I imagine it's going to be millions of replies. I'm still curious to see. I think it's hilarious that he's part of the Doge. So he's been pushing Dogecoin. I made money off that when he put it out on Twitter years ago. Should I buy Doge? And I was like, oh, he's buying it. So anything he got attached to, I freaking went and did it. Dude, he is horrible. But he put out a tweet the other day, and I can't find it. It said MSNBC's ratings, like they're getting ready to, ABC's basically getting ready to cancel MSNBC. They're huge cutbacks. He said, should I buy it? And the resounding is a yes. Everyone was like, yes, you should. I'm like, no, you shouldn't, because it's a dying medium. It's a dying medium. But if he did, it would probably turn it around into a popular place. Strange how legacy media all say the same thing at the same time. It is, because they're all controlled by the same group. They get all their news from the same thing. But what I was getting at is he announced that he's thinking of getting into AI game development to make games great again. And I was just like, holy crap. Because he's an avid gamer. He's ranked number 1 in Diablo 4, which is wild. That just happened, I think, this week.
Oh, did he finally move up to 1? Because
Yep.
I knew he was number 4 when he did the Joe Rogan podcast. I think he was the 4th best player.
Yep. And I don't know how that's rated, because you and I played Diablo. I didn't know
Yeah,
that there was
no,
ratings.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was like a Call of Duty type. where they rank players. I didn't think they did that stuff.
Me either. But apparently, I guess he is. So
I'm not mad at him. It's a fun game though.
yeah, it is. That's what that Path of Exile 2 is. That's what I was trying to get at. It's Diablo, but it's free to play.
Oh, okay.
So you know, if you're wanting to scratch that itch, come December 6th. Apparently, everyone loves it. That has got early copies of it. Yeah, dude. I was doing this before the show when I woke up this morning, just going through his Twitter, and I was just like, "Oh, this dude is super active," because I was looking for
and
that to
he's
talk about.
Ruthless.
Yeah, well, he can be. He owns the freaking medium. He can say
But, I mean,
whatever
the
he
thing
wants.
is, though, not just that he owns it, he's showing you what X is about.
It's a free market because somebody pointed out if you went back to 2010, 2011, which is when I first joined Twitter, dude, it was just everyone talking. Like there was none of this hate. I got off Twitter because all the leftists started just being so hateful and unlikable.
Well, they've gotten quiet too since Trump.
Well, they moved. They moved to Blue Sky. Oh, that's the story I got to tell you about. So, Blue Sky is the alternative. And I think it was the guy that created Twitter, Jack Dempsey or whatever his name is. He went over and created Blue Sky. And so they would get like, 10,000,
Social
30
media as it should be.
So 30,000 complaints. Would get 30,000 complaints in a year. When Trump won, they all moved over to Blue Sky, and it skyrocketed to 256,000 complaints a day. It was like, yeah, and these people say the conservatives are the problem. It's like you can't even have a pleasant conversation. Somebody's getting offended. It's like you guys got a mental disorder. Like free speech is free. It's I don't know, man, but I thought that was funny.
I opened Blue Sky. I've never looked at it before. The second post, so we're not signed up. The second post, this guy says, "Watching Captain America: Winter Soldier." It's the same stuff.
Yep,
It's the same.
it never stops being weird watching. Yeah, but this is all for, I see that for the first time in a minute. Yeah, this is still a top 5. It's just where they feel safe, but like, who cares?
I wouldn't want to. I think you should learn. I mean,
I've changed opinions based on social commentary.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of great stuff I've seen on X that I would have never seen before.
No, and there's places around the world where I've anyway. Joe Rogan was talking about Blue Sky. He said some of his friends go on there just to troll people, and I'm just like, see, that's part of the problem. But it's so easy. Anyway. Well, I think that's going to do it for this show. It's a Saturday morning. I got stuff to go and do. I got to have a dinner with my dang daughter. What do you got going on the rest of the day?
I got nothing. Got nothing going on. Nothing at all. I think I'm going to grill some burgers.
Oh, hell yeah.
I grilled some steaks yesterday. I think I'm going to grill some burgers.
What's the temp? Is it going to be nice?
It says it's 52 outside.
Oh, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Well, sir, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you guys back here next Friday at 6:30 p.m.
Yes, exactly.
Central Standard Time.
Yes.
And
it'll be another great show.
And if you like it, throw us a like. I don't know, because we do it live, so I don't know if there's comments. I don't know how that works. I was looking at it the other day. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
I was trying to see how many views we've done. So
I think it was close to 10 total. People come in and they go. They find what they like. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
catch you later.